All right, let's dive into the future of payments, specifically contactless payments in 2025. We're looking at predictions from NMI. They're a leader in the payments world, so this is going to be really relevant for our audience today. Basically, anyone who's shaping how businesses get paid. And get this, we're not just talking about tapping your phone at the register. NMI is predicting some really wild stuff like paying with your clothes or your car.
NMI predicts that we're going to see traditional payment terminals decline. They're saying software is going to take over.
So no more of those clunky terminals.
Exactly. And this isn't some crazy far-off idea. NMI's research actually found that 71% of merchants, 71% are already expecting this shift. Think about it. Smaller businesses especially, they don't want to be dealing with expensive hardware. They need cheaper, more convenient options.
Yeah, that makes sense. So for our listeners out there who are working with merchants, this is a pretty big shift. The solutions that you're offering need to adapt to this new reality. What kind of software are we talking about here specifically?
Well, NMI highlights MPOS and soft POS. They're kind of the rising stars, right?
Okay.
So MPOS uses a card reader. It's attached to a phone or a tablet.
Like those little square readers you see at coffee shops and stuff.
Exactly. Soft POS takes it even further. It just uses the device's built-in NFC for tap to pay.
Oh, so like when you go to the Apple store and they check you out with an iPhone?
Yeah, exactly. And there's some huge advantages here. For merchants, they're already using smartphones and tablets.
Right.
It's familiar technology. Plus, it's way more cost-effective than those old terminals. Updates and maintenance are super easy too. Just download the latest version of the app.
So much simpler. But will customers actually be comfortable with this, tapping their card to someone's phone?
It's a fair question. But NMI thinks that as people get more and more comfortable with contactless payments in general, and see how secure it is, this barrier is going to fade away pretty quickly. Think about it. We're already seeing this with contactless cards and digital wallets, right?
Yeah, I guess so. People are getting used to not having to swipe their card.
Exactly.
So as contactless becomes the norm, people will be less concerned about how they're tapping. It'll just be about the convenience. But NMI also predicts that contactless will go way beyond just the checkout line, right?
Right. We're talking about paying with your smartwatch, your fitness tracker, even your clothes. Imagine that. You're literally wearing your wallet.
Okay, I got to admit, that sounds a little futuristic to me. Is there any proof that people actually want to do that, pay with their clothes?
Well, NMI's survey found that 20% of consumers, 20% already use embedded payments in some device. And another 19% are planning to use wearables or IoT tech for payments in the future.
So that's almost 40% of consumers. It's not sci-fi, it's actually happening.
You got it. And NMI even talked about contactless payments at gas pumps and ski resorts. Who knows what else?
It really opens up a whole world of possibilities. What if you could just tap your car's dashboard to pay for parking or buy a snack from a vending machine with your smartwatch?
It's pretty exciting to think about. Contactless payments aren't just limited to the point of sale anymore. They're becoming part of our everyday lives.
This is a massive shift. And for our listeners, this raises some big questions.
For sure. How is this going to impact your businesses? How are you going to adapt and stay ahead of the curve? We really got to acknowledge that this shift contactless, especially with software taking over from those traditional terminals, it requires a whole different way of thinking.
Yeah, it's like a whole new payments ecosystem. So for our listeners, what do they need to know to navigate this new world?
Well, one of the biggest takeaways from NMI is the need for flexibility and adaptability. And the companies that can keep up are the ones that are going to succeed.
So what does that actually look like? How can these companies stay ahead of the curve?
First things first, they got to embrace new technologies. We've talked about MPOS and soft POS, right?
Yeah.
ISOs and PayFacs need to be offering these solutions to their merchants.
But it's not just about offering the technology, is it? It's also about understanding what it all means.
Yeah.
And explaining the value to merchants.
You're exactly right. Education is key. A lot of merchants are still unfamiliar with these newer technologies, so it's really important to give them the resources and support to help them adopt these technologies confidently.
So for ISOs and PayFacs, it's about becoming trusted advisors, guiding their merchants through this whole transition.
Exactly. And for software companies, this shift presents a completely different set of opportunities.
What kind of opportunities are we talking about?
For software companies, it's all about integration. Their solutions need to work seamlessly with the latest payment tech. That means MPOS, soft POS, even those futuristic things like wearables and IoT devices.
So it's not just about building payment software anymore. It's about creating a platform that integrates with the entire contactless ecosystem.
That's it. And the companies that can do that well are going to have a huge advantage in the market.
So the key for everyone in payments is to be forward-thinking and proactive. Don't wait for the changes to happen, anticipate them, and be ready.
Absolutely.
So why is collaboration so important in this new world of payments?
No one company can handle this alone. ISOs, PayFacs, software companies, payment processors, everyone needs to work together to build secure and innovative solutions. It's a shared responsibility.
So this collaboration is key to creating a smooth and safe payment experience for both merchants and consumers. But in the end, it's all about the customer experience.
Absolutely. All these fancy technological advancements are pointless if they don't actually make for a positive experience for the customer.
So how can companies in payments make sure they're delivering that great experience?
Choice and flexibility are key. Customers want to pay using whatever method they prefer, whether that's a contactless card, a mobile wallet, or even a wearable.
What about speed and convenience? Those seem pretty important too.
They're essential. Customers want a checkout experience that's fast and easy. No one wants to wait in long lines or struggle with a payment process that's super complicated. It's got to be intuitive and straightforward.
Makes sense. No one wants to jump through hoops just to buy a cup of coffee.
Exactly.
So how can we make payments as frictionless as possible?
It's all about user-friendly interfaces and designs that are intuitive. If the payment process is confusing or frustrating, customers are less likely to actually buy anything.
And these days, businesses can't afford to lose customers. They need to be thinking about the customer journey every step of the way.
I agree. So for our listeners out there, think about how you can make the payment process smoother for both the merchants and their customers. Make it intuitive, make it secure, and make it fast.
Those are great points. And I think this leads us to NMI's final point, personalization.
You got it. As consumers get more used to personalized experiences in other parts of their lives, they're going to expect the same thing when it comes to payments.
So what does personalization in payments actually look like?
Think about loyalty programs and rewards. Imagine a system where your favorite payment method is automatically connected to your loyalty account, so you earn points or rewards with every purchase, without having to pull out a separate card or remember your account number.
That would be so convenient. Are there any other examples of personalization in payments?
Think about personalized offers and promotions, tailored to your individual purchase history and what you like. This can make the whole experience better for the customer. And it can build loyalty.
It's about making the whole payment experience more engaging and rewarding, right? It goes beyond just the transaction.
That's right. That's where the real innovation is. Creating a holistic experience that benefits both the merchant and the customer.
This has been a fascinating look at NMI's predictions. We've seen the decline of traditional terminals, the rise of tap to mobile, and contactless payments becoming a part of everything we do. It's obvious that the future of payments is changing super fast.
It is, and for our listeners in the payment space, this is a wake-up call. Embrace the changes, be innovative, collaborate, and put the customer first.
Well said. The future of payments is exciting, and it's up to all of us to shape it. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into NMI's predictions for 2025. We hope you found it useful, and we encourage you to keep exploring these ideas.